Hey everybody, Rhadamant here for another episode of the Blacklight Settler series. Thanks for tuning in. So, a quick recap of our goals. Last episode, we definitely got the Ancient Danger opened up, and this episode is going to be all about managing our massive bludgeoning, or not bludgeoning, I'm not going to bludgeon them, burgeoning prison community. Alright, so let's get started. We did have Camasia out here requiring some attention, and I hope to pay proper attention to that. Now, one thing I'm going to do immediately is to start to move these statues as a stopgap measure into the prison. I want the prison looking nice. Yes, that is at the cost of our own dining room being nice, but I think the possibility of massive prison breaks warrants it. Massive prison breaks kind of had me worried. Additionally, I'm going to go ahead and airlock this to try to discourage prison breaks. Then, Deef, you're in a good mood, better than normal mood. Let's have you clean. I have this transport pod full that I'm going to send off as trade and replace it. We also have the need of some bionic parts. So Velik is going to make an arm. No, not an arm. A leg and an eye. I'm sure... Actually, you know what? I'm going to do it like this. We are almost always going to need a leg. So I'm just going to do until we have one. And make one eye as well. Alright, so that's for Velik. Additionally, I really want to get growing. So, not Velik, but a bunch of other people I'm going to set to really, really high priority growing. Because we need to put plants in the ground to keep us fed. They received the gift. Ideally, I would just want them to be friends. Even the gentle tribe I might attack. I just want the closest neighbor to be friendly to me. And I'm going to go over some tips. So, let's see. Dacian Hantig mentioned to airlock the prison, which is exactly what I'm doing right now. In fact, Deef, I'm going to have you start that. I also want to toss some nicer beds in the prison so that the prisoners don't go ape on me. So let's start working on this airlock, and it's going to be double plasteel door. No, I think I'm just not going to use the plasteel here. It will be a steel door. Then other suggestions. Nimai D'Souza mentioned to grow hay. I'm going to switch this over to hay. Call it hay. Heel root, I'm going to expand a little bit. Or a lot of bit. Hops. Hay. Heel root. Psychoid, corn. Good, good. All very, very good. Trek, I'm going to have start to bring in the statues, try to make this place a little bit nicer. I'm doing my best. Sergio will work on wooden beds for all of them. I expect there to be like a lot of... Oh, animals should not be allowed in here. So I'm going to rename this to Pet Zone because That's more accurate now. So let's go and do that. Manage areas. Rename pet zone. Okay, that's good. I also, oops, I did not mean to do the status screen again. My bad. Camisea has gotten pissed off and broken through the wall, but we closed the entrance. I'm just kind of letting her blow some steam. You're on edge. Let's consume a nicer meal. I don't need to put more people in our prison. That'd be very bad. Now, some more tips. Azel Deslin mentioned that if I put marble doors over conduits and keep them open, they're not as ugly. That's a really great tip. I'm not going to use it right now. I have other really pressing things to do. Lucky one, addressed us, wanted me to go over all of the bios of everyone. So let's go and do that. Luna here, sanguine, gay, beautiful, constructor, artistic, social. Nara, melee, construction, social, bloodlust, transhumanist, fast learner. Penguin is melee, construction, animals, jogger, cyclically dull, transhumanist. 0 day, shooting, melee, crafting, bloodlust, cannibal, masochist. Chris was the spacer, and he's a night owl, beautiful, with no burning passions, but you know, those skills. Horn, I went over. She's the misogynist, misandrist, teenager. We've got Bob, the artist. Four Eyes, who's stump. Knack, who is night owl, hard worker, nimble. Shooter, melee, really, really high skill. And Griffin, who is construction, medical, intellectual, aesthetic, very neurotic and kind. And then Sheba, who's the psychopath, misandrist, bloodlust, with some burning passions. And that was... Oh, and then Wild... You all know Wild Man. And he's in there because of his drug addiction. Alright, so these beds are getting constructed. Good, good. And then, of course, there's Camisea over here, who is blowing up a pot on her face. And burning herself. Good job. And she is construction, plants, artistic, nimble, optimist, steadfast. Okay. So Trekintosh is hauling in statues. It's already very impressive in here. I aim for it to be even nicer. I'm just sort of shoving wood into the corner here. Now, one thing I could do would be to replace all the stone furniture, which gives them clubs to, or all the wood furniture to stone. Another thing I wanted to do is to strip anyone that has particularly good gear in here. Some of them came in with marine armor and hyperweave. And we definitely can't keep them, we can't allow them to wear that stuff. So I'm going to start hauling that out. We don't want them super armored for an insurrection. And we already have said insurrection. Sorry, Wildman. Wildman, being one of us, is posing some of the most trouble out of all of the prisoners, which is kind of annoying. All right, thank you, Trek. Now that we are starting to fill up our stockpile here, I'm going to send a care package to our neighbors. Try to get that allied. So we will send a bunch of these weapons that just take up space, and I'll keep the random one. All right. That's good. Pump shotguns, goodbye. Poor LMG, goodbye. or assault rifle I'll keep. Probably don't need it, but you never know. And then some of this tainted clothing I'm going to keep. Some of it I'm going to sell. Or rather, gift, I should say. So here's some tainted... Oh, that's marine armor. I'm not going to get rid of that. Okay. That looks about good. Then maybe to just push them into the I like you territory. I'm going to get rid of my hard drugs so no one can go on to binges and harm themselves. Get rid of some of the low count miscellaneous leathers, except for the bear skin. And that's good. We'll get that loaded up and sent over as a gift. I'm just staring at it briefly to make sure I didn't skip anything that I would want to include. But nope, that about covers it. Some more tips. Betteron mentioned that if I put sculptures, these sculptures presumably, near the chairs, that increases the beauty. That's definitely something I'm going to do once Jirit makes some nicer large sculptures. It's too bad. Oh, we do get some catharsis out of this. Good. Alright, let's clean up the prison so it's not filthy. It is very impressive. If I can get it up to extremely impressive, I would be happy with that. Wolf, let's strip Penguin next. And check on Camisea, who has... Oh, would be very, very good if we rescued her. I didn't realize that she had essentially knocked herself unconscious with burns. Okay. Deef, I'm glad you were standing right there, because my neglect of the situation would have been really bad. Now, I don't really love that caskets are burning, but the rest of it can burn. Because caskets are good resources, but saving her is the top priority. I've been so busy with the other pawns here that I haven't been able to pay proper attention. Looks like Nara is wearing something she shouldn't. A lot of something she shouldn't. Once I... oh, and Bob too. The Hyperweave is also pretty good stuff. So what I'm going to do is attempt to clothe them properly. Who's around? Endelos, you're around, right? Let's haul that bed in and then haul the flak pants out. I'd like to get them all on beds. Penguin gets the next bed. Just arbitrary. Deef, let's construct this thing. Normal quality's fine. Alright, Sergio's up. Is there more wood? No, there's not. Okay. Wolf, let's go make some wood. Until we get our boomalopes, our colony goes through a lot of wood due to the fact that it's heavily... Oop, we lost a bed. Heavily reliant on... Okay, so she's sick. Let's capture her. Okay, they're no longer an enemy of ours. That's great. Trek, you don't... Med, who meds? Endelos, you med, right? Nope, don't med. Wolf, I just poopy. Tend to her. And in fact, give her better meds, because she's... Nope, better meds, because she is pretty messed up. Okay, how are these? These beds should be all set. I'm going to have Wolf just cut down a bunch of pines because we are in a huge wood deficit at the moment. Jirit, what are you working on? You should be arting. So let's make sure he arts. Kind of reminds me of, Alright, let's get rid of the really high hull priorities. Kind of reminds me of Logan, or Wolverine rather, in X-Men, where he's asked, what is he a professor of? And he just grunts, art. That's exactly what Jirit's all about. But last year, it actually does art. Warg hunting Dano for food. Well, good luck with that. Dano is not very edible. In fact, where is this Warg? Oh, this is going to be funny. Okay. Warg enters. Warg does not leave. You've entered the kill zone. Or maybe not. Oh, you want revenge? The only revenge you get is you become a meal. Now, particularly ornery prisoners could definitely be moved to the hospital. The hospital might be a little bit nicer. So that's a thought. This barracks, despite being filthy, is actually pretty nice in impressiveness. You know, you'd think English wasn't my first language. We have an excellent bed here, but I think everyone that needs a nice bed... Well, there's some double beds. All right, mend me. Let's... Actually, I'm going to just deconstruct this bed. Let's uninstall it with coal. Or someone that can... Wolf, you can do it. Even though you're relaxing socially. And we'll put yet another smaller bed in its place. Alright, just a good bed. I can definitely put that in the prison. How many prisoners do we have? Okay, I'm just trying to get a proper head count. This is Menmi's bed. I guess the wood is getting stockpiled, so I'll queue one up here. But what I'm going to do is these just good beds, I'm going to deconstruct. A, we need the material, and B, if I was to have a double bed, I'd aim for a quality better than good anyway, so, you know, there's that. Alright, another excellent one will be given to Cece. Sergio. Sergio's going to move his own bed. So this is going to become Cece's bed. So Sergio, there's a lot of micromanagement, huh? Trek. So this is Trek's bed, and then Menmi. And then what I'll do is queue up even more wooden beds. So we need a lot of them. I'm going to have someone put it there that isn't a constructor, like Leth. A good bed, perfect. I needed good ones. So we have people sleeping on the floor. Cole, you get to deliver the good news that Nara doesn't need to sleep on the floor anymore. Another good one, great. And that should be enough beds for that purpose. I'm going to deconstruct the rest of this and then repair my beacon. Probably going to need another kitchen soon. Oh, we have broken some resistance. Let's get these last beds out. Good and normal. Alright, well, clearly he gave up on the high quality, high craft stuff, but that's okay. I'll break down the normal one and hope to make a better one right here. I kind of like the pattern I've got going here, so I'm going to actually continue this pattern. Oop, that's not what I meant to click. Alright, so what I'll do is... This is probably more dressers than I need, but I think it looks nice, so I don't really care. Alright, so this will be Mend Me. Or actually, I'll give this to Cole. This one to Eagle, and this one to Mend Me. Not bad. And most of them have good or better beds now. There's some masterwork. There's some really nice stuff in there. What I need in there is a popper. I think that's long overdue. Now, I hadn't really organized the beds until now. I've kind of just thrown beds in, so now it's kind of, there's somewhat of a semblance of a barracks. There's far more wooden dressers than I need, but as I said, I don't really care. Well, we haven't had any prison insurrections yet, which is good. Deef, instead of researching, let's haul this last bed in. I think we have beds for everyone. In fact, I'm going to haul... Alright, let's fix this. I'm going to haul all the art in. If I can get this to extremely impressive, that would be ideal. I think we're... Yeah, it's clean. So that's as high as it's going to go for now. That's still pretty good. If I check their needs... Most of their moods are like... They're not going to go in a flying rage trying to murder everyone, I don't think. We are getting a lot planted. Awesome. Excited. We have not touched this area just about at all yet. That's okay. I have bigger fish to fry. Thank you, Bear, for hauling that in. Velik, if you're standing here... okay, I don't want you to stone cut. So I'm going to create a new zone. Manage areas. New zone. Velik. Velik's zone is going to include all of the base like this, minus this. And then we have to restrict him accordingly. So we still have a safe haven, but that keeps him... there is not a way to skill block Velik from making stones, but this will allow him to... oh, ha 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 ha. So very funny, Velik. Don't do that either. I'd rather have him do bionics, for obvious reasons. We're starting to get some granite, right? I guess I can look over here. Yeah, we're starting to get some granite blocks back. So... deconstruct priorities are pretty low on the totem pole, so I doubt we'll be doing this anytime soon unless I force it, but... there we go. It's very impressive. Let's check how this helps on the needs. Very impressive dining room, gorgeous environment, high well, that's different. Yeah, we're doing a pretty good job. Another thing I'm going to do is stockpile clothing in here. So we will put some clothing. Actually, we can put it on a shelf. Furniture shelf out of sandstone. New recruit, Chris. Endelos promoted goodwill to Chris. How? I'm so confused. He's not even standing near Chris. Interesting. Okay, well, restricts. Let's go see what Chris is all about. Chris was the spacer. He is a cook and a crafter and a night owl. So he needs a night owl's restriction. There we go. And as for combat, I'll give him a chain shotgun. Then assignments. I think default is the colonist assignment. Oh, there's other tips that I haven't gone over, and I apologize for that. One was that Dan Hellman mentioned that I didn't have shield belts. So Chris here for work, and I'll spend a second to fix a lot of this. We're gonna have him cook, and men meat cook too. And then when he's not cooking, he can craft. And actually, he's not a bad grower either, so that's good. And then some of the other comments, I've neglected that. Better on, I think I mentioned put sculptures near the chairs. I just don't have sculptures yet. We're working on our... oh, Jarrett, we are so close. Could we just finish this off? Dan Hellman mentioned that the knights don't allow shield belts. They're set to 1 for hauling. I already fixed that. Gergo mentioned this tip, which I'll do now, which is I can put tainted clothing here. And it will set this on fire. So we'll do critically important for tainted apparel. And I'm going to pick the apparel too, because I don't want like tainted marine helmets. So bowler cowboy, toques, war masks or war veils, buttons down shirts, jackets, pants, parkas, travel wear, t-shirts. and we can stockpile that up. And then I can also just build a little roof over it. It will still be outdoors, but it won't decay quite as fast. Yep, and them's the tips that I had. All right, so first, good sculpture. And these ones are going to get put into the dining room. I do now have a potential, well, almost have a potential trading partner. We are pretty close. I don't think we're hostile with, let me check. Factions. Are we hostile with one another again? No, we're not. So we could actually trade with them now. They're the Rough Outlanders Union. But alas, I am just about out of time. So this has been my rush to make sure that we are trying to take care of all of our prisoners. I'm doing my best. The amount of pawns that we added in the last 2 episodes have been a little overwhelming, but hopefully I'll have a system in place to get them added and recruited in an orderly fashion. I thank you all for your tips. There was quite a lot of them, and I appreciate every single one of them. So if you want to drop me tips, a comment is great. If you want to have a discussion about it, Discord is better. Hop on the website. And if you are interested, this credit screen here is obviously a screen of all the patrons. If you would like to be included, check out Patreon as well. All right, well, thanks for watching, and adios.